So, welcome back to Big Sky Ballistics. Today we're going to do just a quick overview of 22s because easiest gun to get into, easiest
Yep.
gun to start shooting with,
Yep.
and there's a smorgasbord of everything you would want. So, I mean, no time and wasting, and let's get to it.
So today we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. Got some older stuff on the table. We're going to progress from kind of older to newer, more modern. So first things first, we're just going to start with a good old CZ 452. Nice classic 22 bolt gun. They're tack drivers. Anything CZ makes that's a bolt gun drives tacks. They're slick. They're a Cadillac. Good triggers in them. Good barrels. They're awesome. And these are running around 500 bucks, 450 to 5. You might find one a hair higher, but that's pretty much what their going rate is. This one, as you can tell, comes with the old school style elevation sights and iron sights, which is a nice thing for when you're getting into shooting. You don't have to spring and put a scope on it. You can just shoot it with iron sights, and you can still reach out 150 yards easy with irons and whack what you want to whack. You can get 5-round and 10-round detachable mags for them. Yeah, pretty slick little gun. And then the next thing we were talking about today, pretty common nowadays, but good old Henry 22 lever gun. Slick little guns. They're affordable. They're running. Would we say they were running around 450 to 5?
Around 450 to 5.
Yeah.
You might be able to find them cheaper, at a pawn shop or a used gun store,
Yep.
but we're just going off rough prices from where you could buy them brand new because you'll always find deals in your local area.
100%.
But if you have to, there's always the last option of ordering to an FFL and doing it that way.
Yep. But no, they're good rifles. They're reliable. They're pretty easy to get into. It's hard to dick up a good lever gun. They'll run till they're so dirty that you can't even frickin' move the lever. But good guns. I think these hold what, 13 in the tube?
13 in the tube, 1 in the chamber.
Yep. So not a bad option, and it has a weaver mount so that you can put a scope on it if you really want to go that route. But yeah, no, slick little gun. Next one we're getting into. This one's a little bit older, a little harder to find. It's Winchester Model 9422. They're running around 13 to 1500 bucks for one like this without the checkered stocks. This one's got a Williams peep sight on it. Makes a nice slick little package. I've personally killed, God, I don't even know how many rock chucks and groundhogs with it. It's a fun gun. It shoots like a Cadillac. I mean, just damn good rifle as far as I'm concerned. If you can find one for a deal, buy it. Buy it on the spot.
So what's the benefit of the peep sight over the open leaf sights on the other ones?
So for me at least, I find a peep sight's just easier for my eyes to pick up. Gives me a crisper sight picture. I find that the U-notch rears get fuzzy, and it gives me a hard time trying to find the front sight post.
Yep.
Obviously I wear glasses.
Yep.
It's hard to fucking see.
Yep.
So for me, if I have my pick of it, I'd take one with a peep sight
Yep.
or one with a scope on it for that
Yep.
matter.
Peep sights are more pinpoint shooting.
Mhm.
The notch sights are more you're just plinking or just general.
A little faster target acquisition.
Yeah, target acquisition. You have bigger field of view.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about when you're looking at all these is we all wear glasses, and hey, nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
But what is going to fit your eye? These are what you're starting with, so you want to start with something simple, easy to use, easy to learn, easy to afford.
Yep.
So is it worth that extra, $50 to get a weaver rail, put a sight on? And in my opinion, yes, just because my eyes aren't what they used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then this one, a little older, a little harder to find. This is a Colt Woodsman, a little semi-auto 22. They're running anywhere from around 5 to 6. You'll see some 750 pushing in a little better shape than this one, but for old school semi-auto 22, I don't think you could beat them. They're what, 9-round or an 8-round detachable magazine,
Yep.
and it's heel release, so it's European style, but no, they're good 22s. They shoot sweet. They're just fun guns. I've shot the piss out of this one. I haven't had hardly any issues with it, and remember, semi-auto 22s, especially older ones, that you're going to have problems with them as far as, you know, light primer strikes or a malfunction here and there. And a lot of that just stems from 22 rimfire cartridges. You know, it's one of those cartridges that it can be hit and miss once in a while.
Yep.
But no, I absolutely love these things. I've got 3 or 4 of them at this juncture, and I love them. I'm always looking for them. So if I see one that's a deal, or if I see one in good shape, I'm always looking at it. But damn good 22 pistol.
So now we'll move a few years forward into some semis and some more of the handguns.
Moving ahead in the timeline a little bit, we're getting more semi-autos, more reliable. And anyone who's been shooting ever, I'm sure has seen one of these before. Either your first gun you've ever shot with your dad, grandpa, you go to a gun store, they've got 5, 6 of them sitting on a rack somewhere. Go to a gun show, these are everywhere. But it is the good old 1022. If your wife or your girlfriend's ever wanting to go shoot or get interested in the hobby, or you want to take your kids out, this is honestly the best option. Cheap 22, something doesn't hurt the shoulder. You can shoot hundreds of rounds of it. It's not going to hurt the bank. And you can get a good 1022 for about $300, probably cheaper if it's used. You can get come with 10 round mags, or you can get the extended, what are those, 25?
25, 30s,
Yeah, I got
and then they even have
25s.
those big old drums for
Yeah.
110.
Yep. And like I said, 22 is something you can take out, you can shoot all day, and it's not going to hurt the bank. So, for me personally, I really enjoy them. And this is my personal 1022 that, since I am a Milsurp enthusiast, it decided to clone an M1 carbine. Got its own special stock on it, got the sling loop there, special sights, but I'm only in this thing an extra $100, and that's including labor. So it doesn't, for a fun gun, doesn't have to be super expensive.
So before we move on to the pistols real quick, just to touch on those, 1022s have some of the most aftermarket parts available.
100%.
So you can make it into a tack driving tactical little one, or you can keep it this wood. There's
Yep.
so many options depending on how you want to build them.
Yep.
1022s are so easy to suppress, cheap, just good base rifles
Yep.
for that price compared to, getting in some of the older guns or some of the newer. Good starting point. They're readily available. Mags are cheap.
Yep.
But you can customize it to your heart's desire compared to some of the other ones we're going to have to do a little more work.
The easiest way I've described it is, think of how much stuff you can do with an AR-15. Now imagine that in this platform. You have just as many options, honestly, if not more. All right, moving on to handguns. We got something I personally haven't seen before. It's a Smith & Wesson Model 22A-1 little target pistol. Easy for plinking, or if you wanted to practice marksmanship. It's got the nice sights on it. Optics rail here, you can throw something on it, but this is also removable if you want to subtract some weight from it. And these are dirt cheap, like $80, $150. And it takes just the standard Ruger mags.
Standard Ruger mags, so you're going to find them at every sporting goods store, Shield, your
Yep.
local gun shop. So it's not like it's going to be, where do I get these mags? Okay, just run down, grab a few, and you're good to go.
Yep. And then one of my personal favorite guns that I have grown up watching James Bond all the time. We got a 22 Walther PPK. Now, this being Walther and German made, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, so might not be your first handgun, but if you're a movie junkie like me and you're like, hey, I have to have that, this is a good, affordable option. And I have shot this thing, I don't even want to say how many times, and for a 22, I have never had this thing jam. Ever. And I've shot junk Remington ammo through it, I've shot Winchester, I've shot CCI. This thing just eats lead. And it just has that old style, sophisticated look to it, I'll say. And its size is perfect for kids, perfect for women. You want to take your wife out shooting, this is the perfect option to do it. It'll fit her hands, it's not going to kick, it's not going to scare her with the blast. It's a good way to get people unfamiliar into the hobby, in my opinion.
So the other thing is such an expensive gun as some of these are going to be. So some of the older ones and some of the ARs.
Yep.
They're worth their quality though.
Yep.
a lot of times, yeah, you can get this. It's a great starting pistol, that MMP.
Yep.
But if you pay a little more, you can get a better quality gun that's going to last longer.
Yep.
If you have a jam, it's going to fix it easier just because it's a better operating
Yep.
system. So we are showing you the cheapest and the expensive, but you need to make your own decision because,
Yep.
hey, $600 might not be in the budget,
Yep.
even if you try to save.
Yep.
Maybe it's 100, but that's okay. We're just showing you the options.
Yep.
Because that's a phenomenal piece, but not everyone can drop 600 instantly.
Yep.
So continue on the pistols. We have this Ruger single action. It's about what?
$250.
About $250
We're running
is a
around
decent
$250.
price for it.
That's for a new one.
250 isn't bad. It's a nice little wheel gun. So if you love the cowboy aesthetic, we're in the north, so we do. Nice and cold, something that doesn't jam, doesn't misfire. Well, everything misfires in 22, but it's how often. But
Yep.
these more reliable, nice and easy, nice and simple. It's not something as scary to take down and clean, which you always should do with your firearms after the range, as like some of these, just because the actions are a little more complicated.
Yep.
450, it's what? How many shots?
6. It's just 6.
Can't go wrong with that, though.
I will say this, as far as the reliability on that thing goes, I've shot 2 bricks of 22 through that, and I've never had one fail to go off.
So for people that aren't aware, bricks normally run about 500 rounds each, so that's 1,000 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of bang for your buck. For 450 isn't horrible. Save up. It's a good, reliable pistol. Fits well in the hand too.
And it's a very tactile action. Unlike these modern semi-autos, this one being a gate loader, you have to actually open it up, load each individual round, and then cock it after every shot. So you have to slow down, take your time. If it's like bringing it back to kids shooting again, if it's their first time, make them slow down and master the fundamentals. That's the important part.
Every action and movement on that gun is extremely deliberate.
Yep.
You want to be safe no matter the environment. That's why all these firearms are unloaded. We're showing clear. But So if we switch to something kind of funny, we have this. It is something that I picked up a while ago. It's not the prettiest in the world, but it's a IMP Arms Frig Model 16. So it's an M16 clone, but it's the M16 we have at home, or M16 on a budget.
Yep.
So funniest part is it takes these Ruger 22 mags, so the same as the Marks. They're just fun little things. So if you want to shoot 22, but can't afford it to get a 22 rifle like this AR here, these are running anywhere from $100 to $250.
Yep.
Cheap little guns. You get your fundamentals down, then you can switch to an AR.
Yep.
Mags are still cheap, along with because it's the same as the Ruger. You can get them anywhere.
Yep.
Simple guns, hard to break. Nothing much to say about them. They're just easy to use guns.
Yep.
Great to teach a kid on.
Yep.
Because you can teach them on 1022, and then if you step them up to this, so they're a little more in the know-how for the controls for an AR. But there's not much to say about them, really. They're just one of the firearms that we have. Nothing that I would really say special about it, other than maybe the looks.
Yep. And it's something you don't see every day.
No.
Yeah.
But not my go-to, but it is an option.
Yep.
I don't like it much, but I still want to show it.
It's a cool collector piece.
So now that we hyped up the 22 Ruger from these past two firearms, we have the Ruger Mark series. So this is a 1022. Feeds from a single stack mag. Weaver rail on top for this one. This is a Mark II. No, Mark III. My apologies. So this is a Mark III. So I think they're up to the Mark VI now for the Rugers.
Mark 4.
I think
Mark
it's just
IVs?
4.
yeah,
Mark 4s.
just
Yep.
up to the Mark 4,
Yep.
yeah.
And on the new Mark IVs, I know it's a Picatinny top now.
Yep.
So you can do most red dots are Picatinny, so you have to kind of go a little specialty if you want to do a Reaver. But it's a cheap gun. I think we picked this up for $250 brand new. You can get up to the thousands, or you can go down to the $250. It's all about your taste. These are another one like the 1022s, customizable to what you want.
Yep.
Yep.
These are the 22 handgun on the market.
Anywhere you go, you're gonna find one.
Yep.
You go to Cabela's, you go to North 40, Shields, your local gun shop, pawn shops even.
Yep.
Everywhere has these because they're everywhere. They're good quality. They're gonna jam. They're a 22. They're notorious because they're a rimfire cartridge instead of a centerfire, which has a primer in the middle.
Yep.
They're gonna jam, but nice little pull in the back. Show, and that's all you need.
Yep.
Nice, easy. everyone can shoot it. Teach your kids how to shoot it.
Yep.
Teach your loved ones.
Yep.
But on something like this with little to no recoil, so they don't get scared, they don't jump, they don't flinch.
Yep.
Teaching them small and then working their way up is the best way to do it.
Yep.
This, in my personal opinion, is what I would 100% recommend to anyone buying a 22 or their firearm for the first time.
Yep. If you're going to have a first handgun, that is the best option because you shoot it, learn what you like about it, learn what you don't like about it. And like he was saying, it's very customizable. You want a different grip module. I need more grip for my hand. Get a bigger grip set.
Yep.
I want to change out the sights or I want to throw an optic on it. Let me throw a red dot on it. I want to throw a suppressor on it. Get a threaded barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It just you can do whatever you want with it. I know it's overused, but it's literally like a Lego gun.
There's a reason guns are seen so commonly and overused. It's
Yep.
because their quality, their customer service,
Yep.
and their reputation.
Yep.
There's a lot of guns that have been forgotten in time, and some of them are for good reason. The reason the Ruger 10, the Ruger 22, the Mark series are never going to be forgotten is they're everywhere.
Yep.
They're just good quality handguns.
Yep.
So now, if we want to go to the end of the budget list and start and get into the expensive, this is a Radiant Arms AR, but that's not what's special about these. What's special about this is it's a drop-in 22 bolt system.
Radiant arms.
So you can see the bolt splits right here. So it has proprietary 22 mags. So it can shoot 22 out of your 5.56 or 223 rifle. You don't have to buy a new gun. It's a simple drop of a bolt. So like I said, it is a simple bolt. Nothing else needs to be done. Open it, take your old bolt out, and then push this one in, and you're shooting 22.
Yep.
So the one I am currently running in here is a CMMG. Those ones are running a little more expensive. They're running about $275 the last I checked.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not taking a rifle away.
Nope.
You're not having to buy a new rifle, which great guns. But if you already have an AR,
Yep.
a 22 bolt is a great way to train,
Yep.
to teach,
Yep.
to just go plinking without having to spend your month's worth of paycheck on a few boxes of ammo.
Yep.
Because 500 rounds of 22 is what? 30 to 40 bucks for the good stuff?
Yep.
Versus a box of 5.56 for 20 rounds can be 15 bucks.
Yep.
Which one would you rather shoot all day?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're learning just the fundamentals, doesn't matter if you're shooting 5.56 or 22, it's the same fundamentals.
Yep.
So why not switch to a smaller round that's cheaper to use, easier to shoot, and get the same process done?
And it leaves you room to grow with the platform.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna start your kid off with a AR and 22. Gets a little older. Okay, you've shown you're responsible. We're gonna move you into a 5.56, and it's the same rifle that they have grown up with and are familiar with.
Yep.
All it is a simple bolt change, and it comes with the magazines.
Yep.
CMMG is who makes this one, and that's who I recommend. There are a few other ones that I haven't tested personally, so I do not have a say on them. But heck, we shot this today. We put 100 rounds through it. We got one jam, and it's suppressed, quiet on the ears, no loud pop, nice and calm. But for that price, you can't beat it without having to get another rifle.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For something you can easily drop into any AR you have that is 5.56 or 223, it's a phenomenal deal.
100%.
This has been Big Sky Ballistics. My name's Cherney.
And I'm Remy.
And I'm Bobby.
Thanks for coming in. Wait for part 2 of us shooting all these. Unfortunately, it is too cold and snowy out. We're up to our knees in snowdrift, so we're unable to shoot them today, but look for that video coming soon. Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe. Don't do anything we would.